The POW story can be summarized in the last phrase of the poem Invictus. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Our target was Hongai, which was a naval base out in the Tonkin Gulf. I was the first one off the number 2 catapult. As we went by, I looked back and the whole sky lit up with flak. The whole sky just started turning black all around me. And I was low and fast. I heard a poof. It was just like a white flash. My cockpit immediately started to fill with smoke. It didn't take long to figure out that if I stuck in the plane, I wasn't going to last. I couldn't have made it. The only chance I had was to pull the face curtain, and I went out. And before I knew it, I was in the water. That was on a Wednesday, August 5th, 1964. The irony was that later on, after I was shot down, I recall that I said, of all things happened to me at that day, I said, you know, that Wednesday is roast beef night on the ship. And when I was floating in the water, I'm thinking, amongst other things, it's crazy, but I figured I'm gonna miss roast beef night.
Warplanes from 2 carriers, the Ticonderoga and the Constellation, the U.S. sorties were launched to North Vietnam PT bases. The Pentagon said 2 pilots were lost. One was reported to be a prisoner of the Reds.
They took me out to interrogation, and there were 2 officers. And it was at that point where I gave name, rank, service number, date of birth, and they started asking me other questions. I said, I can't tell you. Geneva Agreements, that's what they said there are. We never signed the Geneva Agreements. We're not at war. We have not declared war. You're a criminal. And you will be treated as a criminal.
It's a very powerful way of framing this. We all struggle trying to define ourselves. And I think for warriors involved in combat operations, you want to see yourself as a good guy. And the more that the North Vietnamese used that device to refer to them as criminals, it was a weapon of psychological warfare that meant to chip away at the story that the POWs carried about themselves and about their honor.
My name is Cedric Alvarez, Jr.
And certainly everything that we know of the POWs is a story of how they resisted that characterization.
I found myself totally cut off from the world, isolated. I was the only American there for 6 months, and I was really in isolation.
The Naval Academy is tightening up COVID restrictions after seeing an uptick in cases among midshipmen.
All in-person activities and sporting events canceled, and all classes will be held online.
Hello, everyone. Superintendent Sean Buck here. I want to give the entire Naval Academy family a quick update on how COVID-19 has affected the Academy and what we're doing about it. Tomorrow, Friday, March 20th, will be our first time delivering a virtual academic curriculum to the entire brigade.
Everybody here, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let me share my screen. All right, can everybody hear me now? Midshipman Barber, you should be seeing something that looks like an answer key to the quiz we took last time. Is that true?
So when you first invited me to discuss this and kind of serve as a bridge between the POWs from the Vietnam War and our current brigade of midshipmen, I did that with great trepidation.
George Coker.
How do you, sir? How are you, sir? It's an honor to have you here. I wasn't sure at first whether any of us could live up to or understand what they went through, but the experiences and the stories of these men have profound lessons for all of us to learn.